Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on another Tree Man team here. And man, I don't know what's going to happen after his bonus season is over, but honestly, I think I might have to bench the Winter Edelgard team. Not because it's like lacking in terms of killing power, but the barricade, all the warp bubble just does not play into my favor. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to use that team in AR anymore, which is kind of disappointing because it's the team that I'm most comfortable with and most familiar with, and it's the highest scoring team also. So yeah, it's kind of a sad day because I just keep coming to teams like this. This is like 1-2 sources of barricade and then units warping all around. Edelgard can't get in. That's a big problem. I mean, granted, I could probably do some type of reposition shenanigans and try to get her up there that way, but that's a lot of work, only for her to then fail to take out Bluraether, and then not taking out Neathogger at all. I don't really think it's worth it to run that team anymore, unfortunately. I was thinking that I would put in some type of far save plus frontliner combination, since I've kind of taken out the team that had Goldmary on it. I've kind of, resigned that team just because I just haven't been able to use it either because the team composition wasn't great for the current meta, and Goldmary just doesn't do well into brave hits. And she was kind of, because what happens is that her godlike reflexes doesn't trigger twice. So the second hit, she's taking a ton of damage on that second hit. So that's not great for her. So yeah, I think I'm going to change to something a little bit more tanky, more currents. I don't know, maybe I go with Ike. Maybe I go with someone else. I've been looking at Eirika since it's water season, just to see if she could frontline, but then the Sigurd problem, of course, and then also I don't know how I'd get her to, I'd be able to run null counter disrupt on her, so that's also a concern. One of these Celicas won't be able to attack, and that's why I can leave my units in that threat range, which is fine. We can just wait until the following turn and figure it out then, but for now, we gotta take out all of these units. The reason that I wasn't really able to do a regular, Gale Force with the ranged team here is that there are 2 dual units and both of them are ranged, and one has a Celica ring. So there weren't many options in terms of boxing someone in. Possibly could have boxed in Celica. Would have been kind of difficult to do that, but yeah, with this strategy, it gets all the units that I want to get off the board and keeps all the rest of the units safe. So Eirika just keeps earning her paycheck. Doesn't have an HP condition in her weapon, which is great for her, meaning that she can consistently vantage. I don't think she has an HP condition overall, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But yeah, a lot of her stuff functions even if she's not down to low health, as you saw there. And then Sedith and Saline here for support. So all in all, just a really, really good Omni tank. This Eirika has aged rather well, to my surprise. Probably want to throw a shout out there to Sedith, who is doing the majority of heavy lifting when it comes to stats. Again, still waiting on that Sedith ult, or just another unit that can do what Sedith does. But then alternatively, it would probably be a Tune Peony. Also, I kind of just realized that I don't have the summoning circle on my structure here at the back. This tends to happen whenever I change my defense and I don't put all the stuff that's supposed to be there. Sometimes I forget to put back the stuff, and currently what's missing is the summoning circle, which means I won't get Peony, which is actually a big part of how this team functions on the later turns. So I guess it's fine. I'll figure it out somehow.
I will be cautious.
But for now, let's get rid of this other Celica, and with that, it will be the end of the ranged threats, and all that will be left is melee combat. We'll figure out what we can do there. So yeah, haven't attempted to build a defense with Athos yet. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do because, again, I'm not really too hyped about him. He's not like the greatest. Well, not him. I'm not hyped about the summoning circle. That's not the greatest to try to potentially build around. So let's see what comes out of that. Eirika, very happy that she has been added. Well, not her specifically, but just what she does is very, very good. They've done a really great job of what's the word? Introducing as well as making the Jugdral units, the main ones, overpowered. Nana, Sigurd, and now Eirika. They're just like powerhouses. And typically the Jugdral units typically get decent refines. Looking at Seliph, Legendary, and Ronin most recently, all of them have gotten pretty decent refines, solid refines. So I think that's going to be an ongoing trend. They're trying to show Jugdral some love in their genealogy, some love in their own way, and I'm not too mad at it. It's going fairly well so far. Bridget, also another unit from that game line that's busted as hell. So hopefully that trend continues. Sometimes personally, I feel like Three Houses gets too much preferential treatment in terms of the refines and just how good the units are. But it seems like they're also doing that with genealogy as well. And I'm not like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's really good for them. Hopefully somehow or someday they do the same with Binding Blades and give the Roy game title some love. Because pretty much only Roy is good in that game. So let's see what happens there. But yeah, let's try to figure this out. Not quite sure what I'm going to do here, aside from letting Eirika tank, because I need the pots, both of them preferably. Didn't realize that that's because Eirika has odd wave skill that gives no fallout, which is great, just a fantastic thing to have. What else? Not much else going on. Is there anything else that I wanted to catch you guys up on?
I'll pay them a visit.
I don't know, by the time that you're seeing this, I think maybe the CYL results might be out, if not almost out. I don't know, like my early predictions, I thinking Balder would have placed fairly high, and I'm thinking either Ivy or Yunaka. Those are my early predictions there for the female side. And then for the males, man, that's pretty tough. It looks like Mortis got a pretty decent shout out from what I've been seeing, but that's probably just like my own bubble, and not like it's not including Japan as well. So don't know what's going on over there. But it looks like Mortis got a pretty decent shout. Not really seeing a lot of it's so. I don't really know, aside from that, what's going on with the male side. That one is the most up in the air for me. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. For Mortis, armor alts, that's kind of obvious. Wouldn't be mad at it. He's very, very good. And then if it's like Exthanir, I don't know what they would do with him aside from make him another melee cav. Give him a different color, maybe.
I will try.
I don't know. We've seen it before. We've seen what he does before, so I don't know how you would make that. How you would improve on that. Bonus doubler is kind of a thing. He hits hard. You know what you're getting. I don't know how you would improve on that, I guess. Whereas with Mortis, it's kind of straightforward, stronger armor. Obviously. And then for the female side, Yunaka, there's a lot that they could do there.
Understood.
Even if she's a dagger, still a ton that you can do there. And then for Ivy and Boulder, both of those units have a ton of potential in terms of what you can do with them as well. So yeah, okay with if those are the choices, I'm pretty okay with it. But that's just my thoughts about it early on. I don't really see a lot. Give me a good insight into what's going to happen, but we'll see what we end up with. Aside from that, Joel's video into just showing how much flat damage reduction Neithauger has was pretty interesting in terms of just looking at the current state of the combat forecast and how your numbers mean literally nothing in comparison, or when you take into consideration flat DR, which happens at the end of everything. I really liked, from a math perspective, I liked the layout. Just to see what's going on with the numbers behind the curtain. That looks really, I really liked to see that. But it didn't like tell me anything that I didn't already know. Big number, go boom. Pretty much what it boils down to. You need to hit harder, and you need multiple hits. That's pretty much what I've gotten to the conclusion of myself. Kind of interesting here that Reagan is able to do this. Kind of want to see what that boils down to. She's not getting her special jump on the first hit, so ton of damage there. And it looks like she's surviving, which is the most important thing. But ultimately, I need to figure out how to get the bots. I only have one turn left, and I won't be able to enemy phase Neathogger. So we're going to have to bank on Reagan being able to do this, and also hope that Neathogger steps forward instead of down, which has been the worst thing so far. I've been hoping that she would have, been a little bit more favorable in terms of her movement, but it's just not been great. Rune, I still think he needs some way to survive, so you really want to partner him with some type of wind sweep effect, flash effect, something that allows him to initiate safely, because he does tend to blow up when he gets hit. He's not the tankiest boy when you're looking at someone like Athos, who has just a ton of flat DR. Athos should probably even one-shot Emblem Ike, which is crazy. Emblem Ike is just taking more and more hits as we go on in the meta. But he's still good, just, not what it is. Being slow in the current meta, not what you want. The Force Desperation isn't great either, but it works on him, I guess you could say. Man, this is really down to hopefully Neathogger steps forward. If she steps down, then I think it's pretty much GG's. I don't think I'll have a way to initiate into her, which is really what I'm trying to set up. I don't know if she's chasing Gateau or Sedith, but either way, there's not a lot of positional options that I have left, so hopefully this will work out in my favor. I don't know. But yeah. I was looking back at Ike, this Desert Ike, and I was just like, I don't 100% understand a lot of what is going on in his weapon. I've come to the conclusion that Lagoo's loyalty is utter garbage. That is my final assessment on that. I think it's in comparison to Lagoo's friend. I think it's just an overall downgrade. But Ike himself, with his status effect, the half frozen, I think there's some usage there. The only question that I have left is whether or not it's like real speed versus when I say this, the 10, I'm not sure if it acts like an extra 10 actual speed, or if it's just like fake speed. And it's really like when you're getting into the realms of pierceable DR that I'm wondering if it matters or not, because pierceable DR in a speed matchup, if you're faster, you typically don't get any of it because you've lost the speed check. So I'm wondering if and if you're like really close in the speed check, you'll get some of that pierceable DR. So I'm wondering if that 10 speed that you get from his half frozen effect is actual speed or like fake speed. That I'm not quite sure on just yet.
I will try.
But it'll be interesting to see how his status effect ages over time. In comparison to Frozen from Trid that we got, which I feel like it's aged terribly because no one really uses it anymore. Not because Trid is a bad unit, but
what now?
Okay, these are options at least. I think I'm gonna go with Reagan here though. Just want to see what's happening here. But it's not that Trid is a bad, terrible unit. It's just that the effect itself, it's so finicky sometimes, man. It's hard to get it to actually work the way that you really want it to work. So a lot of times you're just better off getting actual speed stats. So I don't know. Let's see how that pans out. GG's. See you in the next.